using a quarter clover manoeuvre to twist the direction of their display. Raven 4 is Gerald Williams, who was a professional rugby player in Wales, New Zealand and South Africa, and now runs various businesses in the Swansea area. He's a purely private pilot as far as his background is concerned, has been for more than 25 books, including time in various military jets like the Jet Provost, Strike Master, Vampire and Hunter. But now our attention turns back to the main formation once again. As they exit 4 and 5, running from 2, they're a bit more spread out this time, and they're going to be performing battle loops. So a loose battle formation. And as they exit, they'll be doing so on the 45-degree line. And while they've been doing that, numbers 1, 2, 3 and 6 head in straight towards us. And we'll be looking to them to perform the cross break. The leader calls break, break, go, and there they go. Numbers 4 and 5 have now got themselves into tail chase. And they're performing double loops. See Raven's 1-2 effort manoeuvre indeed. In straight towards us initially. And setting up in Vic formation for a barrel roll. The leader calling throttling back. And there the aircraft changing into echelon formation and pulling up for the echelon fallaways. They're going to pull up and put the smoke on. Pulling away from one another as they do so. And performing their special salute to you. The Team Raven heart, which is pierced by Raven 6. Number 6 is Mark Southern, an airline pilot for some 30 years, but he flew the Tornado GR1 in the strike role, and he was an instructor on the Jet Provost during his time in the RAF. He's also displayed the Hunter as a civilian pilot. 1, 2 and 3 then in for the crocodile loops. To follow my leader. Raven now in his 9th season with the team. He flies as Raven 3. Now you can see the whole team getting back together as they enter from the left. And this is a beautiful manoeuvre. Coming up, getting into big echelon formation, ready to perform the twizzles, putting the smoke on, and the leader leads them as they roll and fall away. But it's not going to be long before they rejoin. Major Simon Shirley calling his colleagues to pull up. They roll to the left and get ready for the downward bomb burst. And that concludes the display by the 2023 Team Raven.
Slipped off the handle and fell back to
sandwich.
And as they land and roll out, they'll be taxiing back the whole length of the crowd line. We're now looking to bring in one of those sorts of formations you only really see at Duxford. Out to the left and running in the three naval fighters from the fighter collection, the Grumman FM2 Wildcat and F8 F2P Bearcat and the Goodyear FG1D Corsair. With number 802 Squadron embarked in the escort carrier HMS Audacity on convoy escort duties between Liverpool and Gibraltar. With marklets, he shot down two of the Luftwaffe's much feared Focke-Wulf FW200 Condor maritime attack aircraft. And he called it one of the finest shipboard aeroplanes ever created. By contrast, the aircraft we see here, the Corsair, had its troubles early on when it came to carrier-borne operations, when this aircraft, designed by the Chance Vought company and known as the F4U when built by Chance Vought, first appeared in 1940. It was the fastest American single-engined fighter of its day, able to exceed 400 miles an hour. But its suitability for carrier operations wasn't really that great. Corsair missions went on to be flown. The type also found a very important role as a fighter bomber with the US Navy and US Marine Corps in the Pacific, supporting the various Allied amphibious landings. And the Royal New Zealand Air Force was another great Corsair exponent in both roles too. This one, as I say, in the colours of the Fleet Air Arm. At its peak, 18 Corsair squadrons were operational with the FAA in both the European and the Pacific theatres. Corsairs of the Fleet Air Arm that attacked the German battleship Tirpitz during Operation Tungsten in 1944. Meanwhile, come the war's end the following year, they flew from HMS Victorious and HMS Formidable to strike targets near Tokyo. This one built by the Goodyear firm, and it's in the colours of 1850 Squadron of the Fleet Air Arm in late 1945, serving aboard HMS Vengeance in the Pacific. Marine Corps. The French Navy, the Aéronautique Navale, used them extensively in Indochina, Suez, Algeria and Tunisia. But here, running in from the left, is the Bearcat, the last of our naval trio. And that is Rolf Mehl comes into land with the Wildcat on the grass. Design work on the Bearcat began in 1943, at a time when Japanese fighters were still posing a significant threat to the Allies in the Pacific. This aircraft was developed to succeed the enormously successful F-6F Hellcat. Of a small airframe with a big engine, the 2100 horsepower Pratt & Whitney Double Wasp, which powers this aeroplane to a top speed in excess of 420 miles an hour. It came into service really too late for World War II. It did enter operational use with the US Navy in May 1945, but it wasn't deployed operationally for some time and not in combat during World War II. Its pilots found it rather trickier to land aboard carriers than its predecessor, the Hellcat. One pilot said it dropped like a rock without power. And the catapults used for carrier takeoffs, they were much more violent than their modern equivalents. American pilots would say that such was the acceleration when using the period catapult that even a strong pilot wouldn't be able to hold his arms in front of them on launch, let alone the flight controls. However, it wasn't always necessary to use the catapult, because if the conditions were right, it was able to launch under its own power. 24 frontline squadrons of the US Navy went on to fly the Navy's aerobatic display team, the Blue Angels. Also coming into land on the grass, meanwhile, the Corsair, which was flown by Stu Goldspink. Soon relegated to second line and training squadrons, but there was still frontline service to come. The French Air Force used Bearcats in Indochina during the 1950s. They then passed to the South Vietnamese Air Force, and the Royal Thai Air Force was another user of this aircraft. Of course, they proved very, very successful unlimited air races at Reno and other places for more than 50 years. This one was among the first aircraft. It's been based at Duxford since 1984. Wears a US Navy colour scheme, that of an aircraft operated by Fighter Squadron VF-20, named the Jokers. On behalf of the Secret Intelligence Service before World War II, and here it is for its first public airshow display since restoration. Photographic reconnaissance capability with suitably equipped Spitfires. This Lockheed 12A, leading this formation, was the first production prototype example of the type. It made its maiden flight in 1936 and was delivered to the Continental Oil Company of Ponca City in Oklahoma. They installed a pair of 16-inch square camera ports in the bottom of F-24 reconnaissance cameras with a 10% overlap in the middle. They also added an aperture in the cabin door for a handheld F-24 or Leica 250 reporter camera and small camera ports in the wing leading edges between the engines and the fuselage, each for a single forward-facing Leica reporter. It was Cotton's assistant photographer, Patricia Martin, who devised two further modifications: a teardrop window on the port side of the cockpit, which isn't included on this aircraft today, which could act as another handheld camera position, and also, crucially, pipework to divert hot air from the engine exhausts across the lens of the It was flown operationally by Cotton and his regular co-pilot, a Canadian flying officer Bob Niven, and Niven's logbooks reveal the secret missions. In mid-June 1939, this very airplane flew to Malta, and from there it undertook recce sorties covering key points in the Italian Empire as far as Italian Somaliland and Libya, including